Ever since my bodybuilding show back in May, I've been putting on weight. Like a lot of weight. So that's why I'm gonna be spending the next week trying every weight loss method I can find, from lasers that literally melt fat, to hypnosis that makes my favorite junk food taste like shit. But it all starts with one of the most famous ways to lose weight. OMAD. 1 meal a day. My life is pretty much just a waiting game until the next meal. So this is gonna be a long wait. I'm already hungry. I already want a cracker open behind me. And I can't eat until 6 p.m. So time to go an entire day without thinking about food. While I was waiting, I wanted to check my starting weight, which was 197.5 pounds. Unfortunately, OMAD doesn't stand for only me and donuts, so breakfast is looking like this. Nothing. Luckily, I can have black coffee. I got this fancy new machine where I have to do this now. Look at me, I'm a barista. I think with the coffee, I actually feel pretty confident this shouldn't be too bad. I also had a lot of work to do, and I just recently moved into a new house, so food wasn't on the top of my mind. I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but fasting is kind of nice. I feel like I'm getting a lot done, I'm sharper with my tasks, and it's also almost 1 o'clock, so time is literally flying by right now. When you're busy, you don't think about food. It's just simple. So making it to 6 p.m., easy. As much as I felt confident that time was flying, it eventually didn't. At 3 p.m., things got weird. Really weird. I had thoughts that I wasn't proud of. The hunger became so overwhelming, it was hard to push off. I just thought of the most genius fasting hack. Check this out. So we have an original pack of Oreos here, and all you have to do is replace the entire pack with ice cubes. 21 hours fasted right now, and it is getting so hard, which is why I'm out of the house. I just can't be near the kitchen right now. All that I'm thinking about is food and ways in which I can break my fast. Very creative ways. I did not even know my imagination could go that far. And none of those ways are healthy. So very, very bingy mindset, which I do not like. At the grocery store right now, about to go in and get supplies for my feed. And I can't imagine this going well. This is gonna be like taking a recovering alcoholic on a wine tour. Like, I am one mood swing away from cannibalism, so I better not be tested in there. Better not be. Let's go. They have no filled donuts left, but that's all right, because where you may see a flaw, I see opportunity. The fat kid in me just wants to get some chips, candy, frozen pizza, ice cream, and go to town. But then the bodybuilder in me wants to put that fat kid in a headlock and is like, no, get your chicken and veggies. Jeez. I'm not gonna lie, I do also suffer from premature celebration, and I did sneak a piece of potato before 6 p.m. I was just so hungry. But look at this freaking feast right now. I mean, it's kind of overkill, but the way I see it is, this isn't just dinner. This is avenging 23 hours of starvation. And speaking of that, the entire day suffering, starving, and now looking down at this spread, it kind of makes it all worth it. It's like coming back home to Katie after a long work trip. And speaking of Katie, she better get home soon because I only get so long in my eating window. All right, let's see if my stomach still remembers how to do this. Oh. Whoa. I just doused the potatoes with coconut oil. I don't normally do that, but because I have the calories, I can eat a lot more nutrient dense than I normally would. Like, I got 2 avocados in here. Let's dig into these thighs. Feeling super primal right now and just going into a whole piece of chicken like this. I told myself I'd eat slowly, mindfully, like a civilized human, but I absolutely housed this meal. I'm pretty sure at one point I actually blacked out. I am so full right now. It is so uncomfortable, but I love it. On a diet, this feeling is hard to come by, so that's a big plus for OMAD. It's definitely a diet that you need to get used to, but I feel like once you get used to it, it's quite sustainable for a lot of people. But if you're gonna use this diet to just eat junk food, it's not for you. So if you focus on whole foods, focus on nutrients and protein, then I feel like the OMAD diet is really good. OMAD, 7.5 out of 10. Electric fork, I'm being serious. This fork literally electrocutes you if you eat too fast. I mean, a vibrating toy, definitely up my alley. Now you might be wondering, why do they even make things like this? Well, there's tons of studies showing that the slower you eat, the less you eat, and thus you lose more weight. So this is kind of just reinforcing to take your time with your meal. Now, I can't pace myself with anything really, so this is gonna be interesting. I have 6 pieces of French toast in front of me. Yesterday, I had the exact same meal, ate it as I normally would, and that took me 3 minutes and 26 seconds, which is a huge wake-up call. I have to slow down and come up for air every now and then. But we are gonna see how much longer it takes me to eat the French toast with the electrical fork. How this thing works is pretty simple. It's like a Squid Game red light, green light, but except it's my cutlery that can eliminate me. Basically, I do not eat when it's flashing red. When it stops, I get to eat. If I eat while it's flashing red, I get eliminated, AKA I get vibrated. Okay, so it's flashing. If I go for a bite, oh, okay, that has a vibration power that intrigues me, but also spurs my creativity. Okay, time to start the clock and see how long this takes. Okay, we're good to go. Oh, I got vibrated. Oh, now we wait. Okay, we're good. I don't think I've ever been this present with French toast. I think I'm giving it more attention than I give most people. Oh, why are you buzzing me? I didn't even get a bite. I'm not even halfway done and we're already over what it took me yesterday to finish. This is kind of weird. I don't know if I'm no longer hungry or if I'm just getting frustrated, but we have 2 and a bit pieces left and I'm kind of feeling full right now. I kind of feel like I did yesterday when I finished the meal. Huh. I think it's kind of like drinking alcohol. You pound a bunch of shots really fast, you don't feel drunk right away, but then it kicks in a bit. And you're like, whoa, what did I do? It's kind of the same thing with eating. If you take your time, you let the food kind of settle in your stomach, and then you're kind of like, oh yeah, I don't really need to have 6 pieces. I could have just had 4. Took me 8 minutes and 9 seconds to eat the French toast, which is a lot longer than last time. I was full after 4 pieces, but I had all 6 because I need to finish all the food that's in front of me regardless of how I feel, which is a separate issue that I'm gonna face another time. But in terms of the fork, I think it's great. If you're a fast eater like me, it teaches you to slow down. Then eventually you can use a regular fork that won't zap you and you'll just automatically eat a lot slower, eat less, and then over time, the weight just sheds off. So I think this is actually really good.
Electric fork, 7 out of 10. Next up, a treadmill. Sort of, you'll see.
I think the first thing that people think about when trying to lose weight is that they're never ever gonna see pizza again, but also treadmills. I hate them so much. Like, if Satan had a gym, it would just all be treadmills. Maybe a calf machine. I hate them. But that might all change today. Because we're about to try a treadmill sauna. And saying that out loud sounds extremely dangerous, like something straight out of a anabolic Saw movie. But apparently it burns 65% more calories than a regular treadmill, which is significant. And here it is. Like, look at this thing. It's like NASA meets Weight Watchers. Like, this is so futuristic. Like, this is crazy.
Before I started my run, I had to put this cute skirt on. This is what's gonna trap the hot air in the treadmill.
So how many calories if I'm gonna do like 20 to 30 minutes?
700 to 1,000 calories.
1,000 calories?
Yeah.
Why are you burning 65% more calories in this?
So the lymphatic drainage that's happening as well, so when it decompresses the air as well inside there, and then the infrared that you have on the side, the lamps as well.
Okay. All right. I look like I'm being birthed by the treadmill. I'm gonna be a born again cardio bunny. But already my legs are super hot. It's a very weird sensation right now. So I'm gonna do a 20-minute run, which I have no idea how I'm gonna last that long in such a tight space, but we're gonna try our best. And we are gonna start the Apple Watch to see what the calorie burn is gonna look like. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go.
I'm really curious to compare the calorie burn on this treadmill to my Apple Watch. My watch is what I rely on day to day, so if this thing pushes the numbers higher, I'll know something's actually happening.
We've only been going for 1 minute and 20 seconds, and I already feel sweat starting to develop right now. He said it burns 1,000 calories in 30 minutes. So I'm expecting this thing to literally cook fat off my body. I could see Elon Musk using this to build his revenge body after a breakup or something.
Coming into this, I was convinced it was a gimmick, but the moment the heat kicked in, it was obvious this is significantly harder than a normal treadmill. My heart rate was climbing faster, my breathing got heavier, and the effort level was way higher than what I'm used to at the same speed. If that's the case, the increased calorie burn might actually be legit.
All right, we're gonna adjust the sauna heat. Let's crank this bad boy up. We're currently 7 minutes in, and it says we have burnt 247 calories, and that calorie total is just ticking up every second. Like, look how fast that number is going up. That's insane.
One thing I do really appreciate about the treadmill is that it still requires you to work out and put effort in. It's not something that claims you can lie on a table and obliterate fat like some of the other things we're trying later in the video.
I'm gonna do cardio, so I'm building up my cardio tolerance and my sauna tolerance. And right now, I think I'm struggling more with the heat than the actual cardio itself, which is a really weird feeling. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time. Okay, we just finished 20 minutes, and here it says I burned 635 calories in 20 minutes, which is exactly in line with the prediction of 750 to 1,000 in half an hour, if not more. The interesting thing is, on my Apple Watch, it only says I burnt 179 calories. So, is that caloric inflation to get me hooked onto this? Could be, but it certainly feels like I went harder than 179 calories. I think my soul is still in there. That wasn't exercise. That was an exorcism, man. My legs, look how wet they look, glistening. Honestly, it feels like I just did an hour of cardio. So, I mean, if that caloric total is correct, this is a no-brainer. Like, 635 calories in 20 minutes is sick. I also feel like these are very hard to find, unless you live in LA or something. But if you can find these, and it's accurate, bro, it's game changer. Game changer. But why do I feel like this is more right?
Because I'm still very skeptical of its accuracy, I have to give the sauna treadmill a 4.5 out of 10. Up next, hypnosis.
Dieting didn't work, exercise didn't work, so naturally the next step is hypnosis. Just like swinging to save a marriage. But sometimes we do need other people to tell us that we're not hungry. And I don't really know much about hypnosis, but what I would gather is people who go to hypnosis, their self-control is just, it's in the toilet. Like, it just can't be worse than that. But there's a lot of studies showing that this works. And hey, I'm excited. Dangle something in front of my face, and I'll do whatever they say to the best of my ability or flexibility.
So I walked in a little unsure of what to expect and met with owner Luke. He's gonna be the one to perform this session on me.
All right, Will. So I understand that you're here for healthier eating habits. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I understand that your greatest vice is sweets, is it?
Donuts.
Pastries? Donuts, specifically.
Yep.
Okay. And ideally you'd be eating, instead of donuts, you'd be eating fruits. Fruit. Okay. Okay, fantastic. So hypnosis essentially works through verbal suggestion. That's a fancy way to say I'm going to be talking almost nonstop. And the content of my speech is going to be how someone might think, ideally, to go for the fruit and not for the donut.
Can you make me like fear donuts, or like make donuts like in my mind taste not that great?
Probably, but it's not necessary. Whenever you're ready, you can close your eyes, take a deep breath in, fill your lungs all the way up, and breathe out. In every breath you're breathing. Notice how perfectly your body listens to your request for deep breaths. Now that's your mind-body connection in action. Your body listens faithfully to whatever you ask of it. And if you start thinking of fruits, for example, as delicious, if you start thinking of them as top-tier foods, God-tier foods, then your body listens. Your body starts to want the real thing and will not settle for anything fake or factory-made or ultra-processed.
Luke's voice is soothing, like a lullaby to the beast that is my stomach.
Your body deserves quality, nutritious foods packed full of moisture and fiber and vitamins and minerals. And your body simply doesn't deserve what we literally call junk.
As he guided me deeper into hypnosis, he started painting this picture where donuts were out of my life, and fruit was suddenly the most irresistible thing.
I'll continue to speak ideas that cause relaxation, that cause a sense of self-love and self-appreciation, and that allow you to gravitate toward what you already know to be good and healthy. And probably out of a sense of self-love and self-respect, you might actually gravitate away from everything you already understand to be not good for you at all. Probably not even good enough for you to feed to a dog.
I didn't love the disrespect towards donuts, but I was so relaxed I almost accepted it. The way he described fruit made it feel more desirable than anything I've ever craved. And honestly, lying there, I felt completely open to whatever Luke said next.
Even when you have a sweet tooth, even when you crave sugar, your body's telling you, go find a fruit-bearing tree. Go find a patch of berries. It's not telling you, go find a donut shop. This future where stuff extruded from machines is beneath your notice. This future is a good one.
He wasn't saying anything I didn't already know, just the usual warnings about donuts. But in that hypnotized state, the obvious suddenly felt powerful. I could feel my desire for them slipping away, or shall I say, becoming beneath my notice.
There are delicate natural flavors that even the most brilliant food scientists cannot hope to replicate on a factory floor. As all of this sinks in, then open your eyes to return fully back to the room out here. How do you feel?
Wow, man.
It was a trip, eh?
Yeah. I felt like you were like inside me the whole time.
Oh, it's an altered state of consciousness, and yeah, I appreciate that you permitted yourself to immerse yourself in that experience.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm either healed or deeply gaslit. Time will tell. So, I'm hoping I don't have a mysterious fear of donuts and start barking when I see chips. So we're gonna go test that right now.
For test 1, I was curious to see if my experience eating a donut would be any different.
Usually I look at donuts with lust. Now all I'm seeing are red flags.
When Will goes into the donut shop, I would guess that a lot of what I said when he was in the chair today is going to come back to mind. Probably not as precise words, probably as a feeling.
I will be honest, I'm not as enthusiastic about this donut in front of me, which is kind of strange because looking at it, I just see the grease. I see the artificialness to it, things that I never really thought beforehand. I usually just used to look at it as the apex food. Now it's just kind of garbage.
Luke was right. Everything was still fresh in my head, and it made my donut experience genuinely less desirable.
It's not hitting the same. It's not hitting the same.
I almost feared multiple sessions would make me completely forget them.
It's way more sweet than normal. And I just feel like I don't need to have more. Wow. That's kind of sad. It's kind of an end of an era.
For test 2, I went to a grocery store to see what my behavior is like. What do I notice? What do I crave? What do I not want?
I'm a lot more excited about being in the produce section because all I'm thinking about right now is Luke telling me nature's harvest. I'm craving a grapefruit, not in my usual way. The juiciness is exciting.
Looking around the produce section, I felt that I had a deeper sense of excitement toward the fruit and veggies. I noticed the beautiful colors a lot more.
When he's talking about berries, his strawberry talk hit. I feel like I might have to get some strawberries.
Probably he's fixated enough on what he wants, which is going to be the fruits and the berries and the vegetables, that the bakery section is if not beneath his notice, much less on his radar, much less compelling.
I mean, it's not nearly as exciting right now because like, now I'm thinking about the produce section with all the colors. It's very one note here now. It kind of just seems like meh. Like normally I'd look at this and be like, oh my God, I want this so bad. But now all I'm doing is looking at this being like, I cannot put this in my body. Like my body needs this. Being in this section, all I can think about is Luke, which is awakening a different kind of hunger. All right, here we go. It tastes sweeter than I remember strawberries to taste. It tastes more like candy, nature's candy. That is very enjoyable. It's so juicy. I can taste the fiber. I can taste the vitamins and minerals. My idea of hypnosis has completely changed. I thought hypnosis was taking over my body. All it was doing was making me realize the obvious things, that I don't want donuts. They're not good for me, they're processed. You want the high quality foods. And then when you just start to believe that, it's kind of what you actually want. So I think hypnosis works.
With the fruit, I noticed the complete opposite experience that I had with the donut. I noticed everything about what I was eating, and it was super enjoyable.
Look at that. It's nature's Hershey's Kiss.
Hypnosis, 7 out of 10. Next up, IV drip.
I am currently being penetrated by a weight loss metabolism booster IV. And all I'm saying is that IV drip up there must be a new strain of COVID in it to get me to stop eating. And just like astrology, I have no idea if IVs are a scam or not, but I seem to keep doing them. And I feel like I have no right to be skeptical because I did get successfully hypnotized to hate donuts, so anything can help, I guess.
Here's what's in the drip. I haven't heard of anything other than tryptophan, which is in turkey. So if this can give me Thanksgiving level fullness without the shame or calories, I'll be truly unstoppable.
Drip, drop, drip, drop. Every drip, my appetite drops. I'm not even hungry anymore.
Another ingredient that's pretty cool is the Freamine, which is an amino acid blend to ensure nutrients are sufficient so the body doesn't crave food as much.
It's been like 10 minutes and I taste Cheerios in my mouth. I don't know why, but I do. And I haven't had Cheerios, so if I feel like I've had Cheerios and I haven't, things are looking good. What's up, bro? What are you doing?
You are so cute. You're lucky I'm not hungry because I would eat you up.
As the IV drip bag got smaller and smaller, I started to feel weird. Not bad, just different.
Ow. It's all inside me now, so hopefully it gives me the appetite and metabolism of a toddler. That'd be so sweet.
It's been like 5 minutes since I finished the IV drip, and I feel amazing. I feel happier, I feel calmer, I feel like I've had a light breakfast, and I haven't eaten anything yet. So I'm very curious to see how the rest of the day goes.
And my first stop is, of course, the gym. I can't remember the last time I did a completely fasted workout, so I was interested to see how I'd perform.
Fasted workout is going amazing so far, and I feel a lot more focused than normal. Maybe because I'm counting reps instead of seconds to my next meal. But if my muscles are screaming for more fuel, I'm definitely not hearing them right now.
The only hunger I feel right now is the hunger to lift heavy shit.
My appetite is locked in the basement like a neglected stepchild because where is it? I don't know where it is. I thought only the memory of walking in on my parents could suppress my appetite, but here we are. That ingredient Freamine, the one that's supposed to prevent my body from craving food, I think it's working because I've driven past a McDonald's, a Krispy Kreme, and a Tim Hortons without even emotionally cheating on my diet. And I never do that. Next, it was time to get some work done.
I'm getting work done right now, and I haven't thought about food at all, which is honestly suspicious, especially because I'm doing work in the kitchen, 20 feet from the fridge, which is pretty unusual. I literally cannot stop fidgeting, which is probably making me burn more calories, which is helping me lose more fat. It's a little after 3 o'clock. I'm having my first meal of the day, and I'm not even eating this because of hunger. I'm eating this out of pure responsibility to my muscles. I easily could have pushed my first meal even later, but I don't know why I would. Like, I don't have anything to prove to anybody. So we have an egg white omelet. Normally I would have toast with it. I just didn't even think that I needed it. So I just had the omelet here, a little bit of cheese in it,
And we will see, maybe the IV drip gets me fuller sooner. This is kind of weird. I'm already feeling satisfied. I'm halfway done the omelet. Yeah, like if the omelet was done, I'd be okay with it. And usually I don't want it to end. You better believe I'm still gonna finish it anyway.
It is very obvious the IV drip works. However, I did notice some side effects, and I don't know how sustainable it is. Like, I don't think you can be injecting yourself very regularly. Your arm would literally look like a junkie. To be fair, a wellness junkie, but still. Like, I don't think it's sustainable. Because of those things, that is definitely gonna influence my score.
IV drip, 5 out of 10. Mono diet,
When I hear mono, I just think about high school where everyone was missing so much school for hooking up with each other, but not me. Mono means one, so I'm only gonna be having one kind of food today, nothing else. So only having one food is supposed to make things easier, and when you have no selection, you're just less likely to binge and overeat. Although the health score for this kind of diet is extremely bad, it's like 0.58 out of 5, so not good at all. The most common mono diet food is watermelon because it's high in volume and it's very hydrating. So I went to the store this morning and I got so much watermelon, like a lot of watermelon, and everyone was looking at me like they knew exactly what I was doing. So I'm gonna be eating a lot of watermelon today. Meal 1, 585 calories of watermelon, and this is a big bowl. Like, look at I can almost not even hold this up, huge. And because I'm having all 13 servings, I am getting a whopping 13 grams of protein in there, which is awesome. It just so happens that watermelon is my favorite fruit, so this is probably gonna be pretty easy. I can definitely tell why this was 50% off. But I can't pass up a deal. I feel like a damn gorilla. A very small part of me feels like this diet is like saying I love you in high school. Like at first it's exciting, but then I feel like I'm gonna be feeling trapped really soon.
midway through the very first meal, the thing I was afraid of finally happened. I broke the seal. And once it starts, there's no going back.
I could not finish 585 calories of watermelon. Normally a meal with that calorie total, I would smoke it easily. So maybe this is a good thing. Here is meal number 2. Mono is like monogamy, like a monogamous relationship, but it's not like I could put syrup on this, almond butter, whipped cream, you know, it's just all just doing it raw. And I'm so tired of getting up to pee. I can't even do work. This is also gonna be my pre-workout meal. So I feel like because of all the hydration, the pump is gonna be incredible, but I do feel actually a lot more hungry than I did even when I was fasting, which is kind of weird. Like I'm starving, but somehow I feel bloated right now. Strength has been good, pump has been amazing. Couple downsides, I am distractingly hungry. It's crazy how you go from being so full after a meal to being starving 5 minutes later. And that's because there's pretty much no nutrients in watermelon, so it's just going right through me. Also, after every single set, this is happening. So annoying. Post-workout meal prep, I will hand it to the mono diet. It is extremely easy and time efficient. And after this, I think I'm gonna be well over 1,000 calories in melon. I am definitely gonna be an ass man after this. I wanna just make out with a wall right now because it's dry. I kinda also wanna cry, but if I cry, I'm afraid that I'm gonna freaking flood my car with all the fluids in me.
I don't know what else to say here other than I was absolutely miserable. My once favorite fruit has now become my greatest enemy. But even though I'd rather have anything else in the world in my mouth right now, the show must go on.
Did you see that? This one's a squirter, man. The best ones squirt when you eat them. The juiciness is making me kind of nauseous. It's making me kind of sick right now. I'm so over it. I did not think a fruit could emotionally break me, but here we are. I can't do it. It just, ugh. If I put another piece of watermelon in my mouth, it is not gonna end well. I think with the mono diet, it makes eating too much of a chore. You don't get excited about your diet, which you should be even when you're losing weight. And when you're not excited about your food, I guess you just don't want to eat, which I guess would technically make you lose weight, but it's not very sustainable. This is not a very sustainable diet. So yeah, I can't do it anymore. And I'm also super low on my protein. I really have to catch up. I really need to catch up with my protein.
Here I am, just a boy desperate for protein, willing to do anything. And I know exactly who to open wide for. David. I took out some of my favorite flavors, fudge chocolate, chocolate chip cookie dough, and blueberry pie. If you want to see my David Protein Will flavor ranking, here it is, just pause it really quick. First was fudge chocolate, and this David hits a bit deeper than the rest. I love the chocolate chunks, it's amazing. Next was cookie dough. It actually looks like cookie dough. There's just no Pillsbury Doughboy trying to kill you. You really can't beat these macros. Sorry, it's a fact you can't. 150 calories, 28 grams of protein per bar, making it the highest protein to calorie ratio bar on the planet. Lastly, blueberry pie. Look how pretty it looks. Usually fruit flavor bars are a bit sketchy, but this one tastes like an actual slice of pie. Almost like tasting grandma.
Oh, I feel good now. I just had 84 grams of protein, 450 calories, and 0 grams of sugar in like 2 minutes. Try doing that with anything else. Try doing that with chicken breast. You couldn't. You would choke and you would die. That would be awful. I would not wish that upon anybody. So if you guys want to try David Protein, first link in the description. I guarantee you're gonna love them.
Mono diet, I'm giving it a 2. Last but not least, laser therapy.
It does not get much more intense than this. We are lasering fat off my body. Yo, max this thing out. I want smoke coming off my ribs.
Here's what it looked like before the treatment, and I'm curious to see if I'll notice any difference immediately. One thing's for sure, the weight loss will be at least cinematic, if not effective.
Oh. I'm being transported to a slimmer dimension. Is there supposed to feel like any like burning or anything, or like heat or nothing?
It's a non-thermal laser, so
okay.
You're not going to feel any heat.
Yeah. Next contest prep, just see me in here. Lasers to failure. I kind of hope that something goes wrong, because I feel like this is the kind of thing, if something goes wrong, I become a Marvel villain, you know? It just gives me that kind of Dr. Evil kind of vibe.
I will say, you can really feel the heat from the lasers, which is making me believe I'm finally about to win the game of hide and seek I've been playing with my abs all my life.
Does lasers help with like enlargement? No?
No, you need shockwave.
Okay.
Here's how this thing works. The laser creates small transitory pores for the fatty liquids in the fat cells to seep out. The fatty liquids are then naturally flushed out through the lymphatic system. The result is that the fat cells shrink instead of being killed. When this happens, the shrunken fat cells begin to act and function like healthy lean cells.
Whoa, workout complete. Feels hot.
I feel really hot. That's great.
Yeah.
Comparing the before and after photos, you can clearly see a visible difference in the ab area. Typically, you're supposed to do 7 to 10 sessions for maximum results. However, I'm not convinced these changes aren't just temporary. Because of that, I'm giving the lasers a 4 out of 10. Across 7 days and 7 different methods, some stood out, others fell flat, and a few, they're better off forgotten. But every now and then, you try something that lingers, something that stays with you in ways you didn't expect.
Donuts could even be so far beneath your notice that you barely even think of them.